Main thing I would try to instill in students is not to let preconceived notions trap you in a corner, so to speak. So, like I said, I began my academic career studying zoology and then sort of pivoted to art and combined the two. And now I have a fairly fulfilling career. So yeah, just like keep an open mind, study the things that make you passionate. Um, and don't think that the paths that you're on academically necessarily are going to stick you in a corner, and stay open to other possibilities that your skills can present. My master's work was as a science illustration. And it's nice to have that word science tacked onto the front of it. It definitely helps people take me a little more seriously within the fields that I'm interested in. If I just had an art major, I'm not sure I'd be working with the zoo as a conservation biologist, although my supervisors say that was something that attracted them to me. The fact that I had a diverse background and not just kind of hyper focus. I probably now I would go back and buckle down and get some tutors and some counseling to help me through academics. My day-to-day, like I said, fairly normal rat race 9 to 5 part of the week, and then the rest of the week is divided up amongst sort of personal interests, chores, and art projects. And that can either be stuff that's compelled through deadlines, or just if I have free time, stuff I'd like to tackle. I do a lot of the caretaking for the food sources. So I run our bug room. Our frogs eat about 70,000 crickets a week. So that has to get processed every week. And then every morning you have to count out food for all the tanks full of frogs. It's sort of essentially being a maid or a janitor for thousands of frogs every day. I think it's more circumstantial that like my illustration work tends to be just things that I like. It's kind of selfish, but my subjects of my art tend to be, look at this neat thing, or look at these neat ideas within nature, not necessarily look at this cool animal. And then in doing that and concentrating on things I'm passionate about, i.e. amphibians, amphibian diversity, biodiversity, that has led me to care about the environmental issues surrounding those particular things, and then take it upon myself to do what I can to help, i.e. captive husbandry work. But having a diverse background and skill set across a range of disciplines makes you exponentially better at problem solving and critical thinking, and allows for more effective communication no matter what you're doing, and allows you to communicate those ideas to a diverse audience. So again, I'm a firm believer in casting a broad net and being proficient in as many things as you can. Learning to communicate with others is very important no matter what you're going to do. And having that background in humanities, communicating your ideas and being able to write well to communicate those ideas and argue your point is important no matter what. It'll help you get further in whatever field you're attempting to be in. I could just draw all the animals and subject matter I like and let other people interpret that. But I think it's important to sort of give a little background. but primarily for images that I'm trying to communicate scientific ideas. I start out with physical media, either a pencil or pen drawings that I then take into the computer and will do full color renderings in the computer. Using the digital media like Photoshop allows me to think more quickly and go through multiple iterations to really find how I want to say what I'm trying to say quickly. And as I already discussed, I'm a little ADD, so being able to get my ideas out quickly and sort of finish my thought before I get distracted by life and work or other art is really important to me. And I find that the computer helps me do that the best. Although I do have frustrations with sort of it being stuck inside the computer and not being able to manipulate it. I'm pretty tactile, which, you know, is probably why I also do a lot of sculptural stuff, because actually getting my hands on something feels right. Figuring out, like, setting a goal that is a stopping point, I think is very important. And I'm not always very good at setting at sort of keeping my eye on that point from the beginning, because that's not my creative process necessarily. It's like setting an exact goal and getting to it. It's much more sort of like building something out of nothing, and then you have this thing, and you're like, well, I could make it better. And doing that, but definitely it the ending point of a lot of art is just abandonment, in my opinion, and that can be okay. But as the artist, I wish it didn't feel like that, you know. That's not with my scientific illustration, I suppose. I'm trying to portray the truth. Um, and that is just things in the world that I have found interest in, and I'm trying to show them to other people, or somehow take a snapshot of that thing, or express some scientific idea or theory within the illustration work. Yeah, I don't have preachy goals for my illustration work. It really is just like, this is what I'm enthusiastic about. Look at this neat thing. Hopefully anyone else who looks at it also finds it interesting. And if you want to talk to me about it, I will talk your ear off for hours about it, especially if it has to do with salamanders. Don't get me started.